Patrick O'Shaughnessy killed the lights and let his eyes adjust to the inky darkness. The moon had already dipped below the horizon. He climbed out of the car, stared up into the black void and waited. And there it was, high over his head, the beam of the lighthouse sweeping silently through the darkness. And then again, 15 seconds later, unwavering, as it had done every night for more than 100 years. It was Byron Bay's beating pulse, and Patrick felt that as long as that beacon shone, everything would ultimately be right in the world. He was always the first surfer here, preferring to be in the sea alone, his only company the lapping water and the pinpricks of 1,000,000 stars overhead, as he eagerly awaited that first precious glimmer of light marking the new day, and its promise of renewal. Some people said he was crazy for paddling out when it was so dark, which was surprising. After all, this was Byron Bay, where normal was abnormal, and strange and eccentric often went unnoticed. This morning, the breaking waves sounded subdued, so he slid out the mow, a board he'd had for such a long time it was almost an extension of his body. His routine was so familiar it was automatic, and yet today he struggled into his wetsuit, an unusual stiffness straining at his muscles. Something metallic clattered to the ground on the other side of the car park, an unnatural sound disrupting the tranquility. Patrick was surprised, and then irritated, to make out the dim shape of a van. The park ranger must have skipped his rounds last night. It was only his banging on doors all hours of the night that prevented the car park filling up with illegal campers, vans of backpackers keenly embracing the prospect of both a free campsite and waking up beside such a glorious beach. But Patrick's irritation was soon replaced by pleasurable anticipation as he ran along the forest path and out onto the beach. At the water's edge, he stooped and fastened the leg rope firmly to his ankle. Today there would be few waves to catch, but that wasn't the point. He watched the great beam from the lighthouse trace lap after lap, then, breaking the trance, launched himself into the water and began the strong, rhythmic strokes that would carry him far out into the deep, beyond the rocks and beyond the reach of the waves crashing along the cliffs of the cape. When he reached the takeoff zone, he sat upright and savoured the smell of the salt, the bobbing of the waves, and the refreshing caress of the water. For Patrick, this was euphoric and addictive, and yet he knew surfers who were afraid this early in the morning, afraid to sit astride their boards with their legs dangling in the deep, their gaze unable to penetrate the black void below. There were sharks near here, many sharks. A few years earlier, a tourist was snatched as he swam across the bay. Newspapers, including Patrick's own, feasted on such shark attacks.